gratitude. And we'll begin a practice of gratitude with just this physical gesture. Let your fingertips touch and the heel of your hand, but put a little bit of space between your palms. Just put a little bit of space there. And in that space, just imagine the whisper of the word gratitude or grateful or thankful. Choose your word. I'd like to open with a very short poem by Danna Faulds, who calls this the holiday of the grateful heart. I hereby decree this day to be the holiday of the grateful heart, the perfect opportunity to appreciate and celebrate my life. May I see the whole broad sweep of my experience, all the peaks, valleys, and subterranean wanderings as the necessary steps to get me here, where giving thanks feels natural and right, where love and light take center stage, and even difficulties have a place on my list of reasons to be grateful. Where even difficulties have a place on my list of reasons to be grateful. And that space between your hands and that whisper, that word, just open your hands and let that hover right in front of your heart. I hereby decree this practice to be the practice of the grateful heart. Go ahead and come into child's pose. Bring with you your grateful heart. Allow breath to come into both of your lungs. And as breath expands your lungs, notice that it squeezes your heart. It hugs your heart. Every inhale is a hug for that beautiful organ beating inside your chest. Every exhale invites the heart to expand into the space left by the empty lungs. The inhale, a squeeze, a pressure, maybe even a discomfort. On the exhale, a release and expansion, a place to open. Continue with this idea that inhales are actually work and effort, and exhales are relief and release. With each inhale, the body has work to do to deliver this oxygen. It's busy. With each exhale, there's no effort, just like a release valve. Come up onto all fours and start to move your spine in any way you like, forward and back, side to side, circular motion. So in this practice, I invite you to continue watching for that dance between effort and discomfort, and non-effort and release. And can you find gratitude for both of them? Tucking our toes, let's lift into downward facing dog. Can we not cling to the pleasant, dreading the unpleasant? And can we not hope for the pleasant to arrive when things are unpleasant? Can we be grateful for all of it? Move your hips as much as you can. Drop your torso closer to your legs. Breathe out long and loud. The breath of gratitude. Let's raise the right leg up in the air. We're just going to bend the knee and open and make some circles with your knee. Go in both directions, just loosening around the hip. And then we'll switch sides. Opposite leg up, bend the knee open, and begin some circles in both directions. And downward facing dog. Let's come forward into plank pose. We're going to drop our left knee to the ground and work the right foot to the top of the mat. So you can just kind of swing it around. Come down into a kneeling lunge. With the left hand on the ground, you can also use a block if that feels better. Arm circles with the right. So just take a nice big loop around with the right hand. Inhaling will lift. Exhaling will lower. And just noticing if this feels like a pleasant posture and movement to your body. Gratitude for what feels good, what works well. One more time, nice big circle. And release both hands to the ground. Let's tuck the back toes under, lifting that knee, and take a slow lift up, arms toward the ceiling. Interlace the fingers, press palms up, and pause here to find balance. A little more effort. Feeling gratitude for the moments of work and effort as well. And then release the hands to the ground. Let's drop the left knee. We'll scoop the right knee back and switch. The left leg circles around, come to a kneeling lunge. And you can use a block if you like, right hand down, left arm begins its journey of circle. Again, noticing if there's any area of pain or discomfort. Maybe this is a pleasant movement for you. This practice is about cultivating a balance or an equanimity, regardless of whether we are in a pleasant situation or unpleasant. We're grateful for both. Let's bring the hands down, tuck the back toes, find your balance, your stable ground, and then rise, extended mountain. Interlace the fingers, palms press up. It might not be uncomfortable, but it is effort. Just notice your reaction to the effort. Grateful for the things that make us stronger. Nice deep breath in. And then release your fingers to the floor. Step the back foot to meet the front foot. Forward fold. Take a moment here to bend the left and bend the right. Shift your hips. Start to find the back of the legs. And we're just going to move into a mountain flow. So pressing into the feet, rise up, extended mountain. Maybe even a little back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Back and forth, all the way up to extension, all the way down to fold. And we'll start to find our Ujjayi breath here. Body in extension, open, tall, long. Body in flexion. Notice that one feels like taking in, doing work effort, and one feels like letting go, releasing, putting down. Can we feel equanimity in both actions? Give and the take. One more time. And on this exhale, coming into forward fold, let's bend our knees deeply. Let the belly rest on the thighs, and then wrap your arms around the backs of your legs. The chin tucks to the chest. And then just start to straighten your legs as much as you can without strain. Just sensation. Just breath. Deep breath that fills the back of your body. And release your hands, stepping back, downward facing dog. For this practice, vinyasas are optional. I'll just give you time every time we come to down dog. For those of you that like to throw in that yogi push-up, it's here for you. So when you're ready, raise the right leg up and let's keep the hips squared. So you're making a footprint way up high where the wall meets the ceiling. Push the bottom of your foot higher, pull away from your hands. Really feel yourself stretching in all directions. Steady breath. And then shifting forward onto your toes, guide that foot to the top of your mat. Let's drop the back heel and come up into warrior one. Warrior Wednesday. In warrior one, bring your arms behind you. You've got a few options here. I'm going to turn so you can see the back. You can take a hold of your own wrists or forearms, maybe elbows. And if you'd like for today, since we're playing with gratitude, you can try a reverse namaste. Maybe the fingertips just touch. Maybe the hands come together on the back. Wherever your hands are, lean back into your hands. Create a chest expansion, a heart opener, and exaggerate the breath. Beautiful. Deep breath in, keep your hands wherever they are, and start to hinge forward from your hips over your front leg, down into pyramid. So the back foot might step forward a bit, the forehead reaching for the shin. Press into the balls of your feet, the bones of your heels, and the right hip reaches back. Deep breaths, effort, gratitude. Slowly release your fingertips to the floor. Let them come out in front of you a little bit so the back leg can lift off the ground. Slowly start to lift the back leg as you lower your head, coming into standing split. You can stay right here on your fingers, or you might bring one hand to the back of the leg. If you want a little balance challenge, two hands onto your standing leg. You might look ahead of you with your eyes. That helps a little bit, not a lot. Deep breaths. And release. Whew. Downward facing dog. Let's shake that right leg out. And here's a place where you could take a vinyasa if you like. When you're ready, left leg comes high, same sequence, second side. So making that footprint way up high where the wall meets the ceiling. Press, pull away from your hands, create tension here. And then shifting forward, left foot steps into warrior one. Dropping the heel, up we come. And just feeling this warrior stance. Let's bring the arms behind, finding hands to wrists, hands to elbows, maybe playing with that reverse namaste. It's an uncomfortable position on the wrist. Kind of the idea though. And then wherever your hands are, lean back into your hands. It's like you're supporting yourself in a back bend. Breathe into the front of your body. Find that breath of gratitude squeezing your heart. Keeping your hands where they are, let's shift forward into pyramid. So as you hinge over your left leg, the back foot comes forward, lowering down, forehead toward your shin. Press your left hip back. You just want to feel like your body's just draping over your left leg. Root down and deepen your breath. Nice. Let yourself inhale and exhale loudly. And then let's just release our hands. Whew, that feels good. Get out of that bind. Fingertips on the floor, back leg lifts. And coming into your expression of standing split. Forehead to shin, leg high. Option to play with balance. The worst thing that can happen is your ego gets bruised because you have to put a hand back down. No harm, no foul. A bruised ego is a good thing. Grateful for all of it. And release the hands, step back, downward facing dog, shake your left leg out. Take a vinyasa if you like. All right, new sequence. Right leg comes up high. Really press that foot up high again. Foot toward where the wall meets the ceiling, stretch. It's almost like you could lift your hands off the floor. You're pressing back so much. And then guide that foot through. Drop the back heel. We're coming into warrior two. Widening the stance. Opening through the hips. Everybody just lift and lower your shoulders a few times. Find that easy, relaxed feeling through the shoulders. Breathe here. Feeling the ease of warrior two. Right? This really should feel a little more effortless. And then let's come over into side angle. So we'll rest the elbow to the thigh, fingers toward the sky. Let's try a few things while we're here. Option one, stay like this. Option two, reach the fingers toward the floor, maybe to a block. And option three, bring the hand to the outside of the foot. The real purpose of this pose is this deep squeeze, this deep pinch in your right hip. So wherever your right hand is, wrap your left arm behind your back, find a half bind. Breathe. And if you'd like, bring the right hand inside the leg for a bind. A great time to use a strap. Okay, uncomfortable posture that has incredible benefits. You be here and breathe. Choice of where your arms are, but stay deeply pinched and squeezed in that right hip. Now, take a deep breath in. On the exhale, slow motion, come into triangle. Just straighten that front leg, open your arms. You can come up a little higher if you'd like. Deep breath. Woo, lot going on there. Slowly inhale to warrior two. Straighten that leg again and reverse triangle. That place that was just tight and squeezed is now open and free. Just let fresh oxygen surge into that right hip and the low belly, the low back. Good. And then windmill to the earth, downward facing dog. Right leg gets a nice big shake. Vinyasa if you like. Pause for a moment in down dog to notice right leg, left leg. Look at your right foot and your left foot. They might look different. Yoga works. When you're ready, left leg lifts high. Make that huge reach to put a footprint where the wall meets the ceiling. Pull away from your hands, effort. And stepping through warrior two. Come out and around. I'm going to turn to face you. And just relax your shoulders. Find your stance. Relative ease of warrior two. Right? Relative ease. Moving into side angle. So we're going to go slow again, give choices. Starting with elbow to thigh. If you like, you can explore hand to the floor or a block, inside the foot or outside. And then wherever you've chosen to have that left hand, wrap the right arm behind you, find a half bind. The goal to squeeze tightly through the left hip. If you like, you can find a full bind. Try to wrap closer to your knee than your hip. Stack your shoulders. Breathe deeply and just feel that squeeze in the hip. Think of all of the tissues and organs in this vicinity. Starting with muscles, glutes, hip flexors, hamstrings, hip socket, labrum. And then of course, reproductive organs, digestive organs. So much stimulation to this part of the body. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, open the arms, straighten the leg, come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. A fresh flow of energy to the fingertips, the spine. Bend the knee, come into warrior two, and then straightening that leg, reverse triangle. Let all of that fresh oxygenated blood come into the left hip. Receive healing energy, this new energy. Deep breaths. And then windmill the hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Your option, stay here or flow through vinyasa. Look again at your feet. Feel your hips. Separate your feet a little bit wider. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Come to the back of your mat. Soft knees. Let's take the left foot and cross it behind the right foot. Left foot is behind the right foot. I'll show this from here, and if you can get them a little bit wider, it will feel a little, I don't know if better is the word, more sensation. We're gonna walk our hands over toward our left foot. So the foot that's behind, and that arch is turned up. You should be able to kind of just massage the bottom of that left foot. And you're feeling something around the outside of your left hip, yeah? I bet right now you all just said yeah out loud. Feeling with gratitude, the comfortable and the uncomfortable. And let's come back to center. Keep the legs crossed. We're going to bend the knees and try to stand on our left foot so that as we come upright, we're moving into eagle with the right leg across. The right leg is on top. The left leg is our bottom leg. Good. So eagle pose, we can hang that foot out in the breeze. We can touch down like a kickstand, or we can work toward a wrap. Arms open, chest lift, spread your wings, eagles. Not turkeys, eagles. And then the right arm crosses underneath the left. You can make a V, you can hug yourself, or you can wrap in eagle, Garudasana. Another pose of pressure, compression, squeezing. So pull the armpits down, sit lower, feel that groin squeeze. The knees are being compressed, elbows like wringing out a cloth. Keeping the eagle arms, just uncross your right leg and turn. And we're just going to start to shoot that leg behind us. Come into a warrior 3 with eagle arms. And slowly unwind the arms to your sides or overhead. Breathe. Nice. And as you come to stand, let that right foot cross behind the left. Deep breath in and then loud. Let's hinge from the hips, finding our cross-legged forward fold. So just let this be pleasant to start with. You can widen up your feet and then start to walk your fingers toward that back foot, your right foot. You can tickle the arch of your foot. That's how you know you're in the right place. Breathe into what you're feeling here. I'm pretty sure this is Jane's favorite pose. Let go a little bit more here, a little less resistance. And come back to center. And we're going to stand now on our right foot, pick up the left foot and rise into eagle. Left leg crosses over. Dangle, it can touch, it can bind. Spread your wings and cross the left arm under the right. Find eagle. The wise eagle that sees it all. The wise eagle that looks over everything we're living in right now with no judgment. You can imagine the eagle watching what we're watching on the news and just blinking its eyes, unruffled, unaffected. Squeeze, compress, wring out. Keep your arms, release the leg, shoot the leg back into warrior one with eagle arms. Breathing, slowly unwind, and arms can go back out or overhead for warrior three. Maybe, maybe not. Can't even blame it on the full moon this time. Let's go ahead and come to stand, 2 feet on the ground. Hands together in that Anjali Mudra with a little space between the hands. Hands in front of the heart, close your eyes. And come back to that word that you placed between your hands. Grateful, thankful. And feel your heart being compressed and expanded. Each breath, the work of taking in, distributing, and the release of letting go and being done again and again. Let's release the hands and come up with a nice deep breath. Exhale to swan dive, forward fold. Step to downward facing dog. And one more time, we're going to raise the right leg, bend the knee, open the hip. You can stay right here. But if you'd like today, just something a little more fun, come up on your toes, pivot, and flip your dog. If you chose that, you have to say the word yes as loud as you can. Yes. And come back around. Switching sides. Left leg comes up, bend the knee, open, stay right here. Or for a little fun on a Warrior Wednesday, flip your dog and say yes. Nice. Come back around into plank pose with me here, folks. Nice, strong plank pose. We're going to open into side plank. So option is to drop a knee and come up here. Another option is to stack or stagger your feet. Side plank. Grateful for all of it. The hard and the easy, the challenging and the accomplishment from the challenge. Breathe. If you have not already, drop a knee and rise up off that bottom hand. Come into gate pose. Take a nice deep breath up over the side. Good. And as we come back around, we're going to move right into pigeon pose. With the knee that's under you, it's probably the right knee coming toward the wrist, settling the back knee down. You can stay upright or lower down. think it feels good to have something under your head. When you arrive, close your eyes. Come back to your breath of gratitude. The inhale squeezing your heart like a hug. The exhale emptying your lungs, inviting your heart to expand into open space. Grateful for the in-breath, grateful for the out-breath, grateful for the work and for the rest. Grateful for the effort and the ease. Take one more deep breath in, pigeon. Exhale with a sigh. Release your hands to the mat. And step back into plank pose. Opening to the opposite side, kneeling side plank. So you can be on a knee or you can extend those legs out into Vashisthasana, side plank. Shoulders stacked over the wrist, feeling your strength. Grateful for challenge. Grateful for the strength that's happening right now. And then if your knee's not already down, drop the knee and roll up into gate pose. Let the side body be open. Let the wrist relax. And then we'll windmill down into pigeon. Other side, it's probably your left knee now. So left knee to left wrist. Scoot your right knee back. Give yourself space. And either stay up high or lower down. Find a way for your forehead to rest, either on your hands or a block, maybe down on the mat. Find your breath of gratitude. Feel the back of your lungs with these breaths, expanding, squeezing the heart in the back. And on the exhale, the lungs empty and the back of the heart can expand, open. The back of our heart represents our past, specifically relationships past, experiences in the past with other people. Back there, we can feel hardened, numb. So I invite you to just let that part of your body expand and contract. Bring that breath of gratitude to your past. All of it got you here, made you who you are. Grateful for all of it. It all had meaning. Take a deep breath in. Sigh as you exhale and start to lift your way out of pigeon. We're just going to roll onto this hip and bring ourselves out to a seat. And let's take our legs out wide. Let's find a seated straddle, opposite where we have just been. If you are feeling a little bit tight, put your hips on something like a blanket, a bolster. And a nice little trick is to have a block out here in front of you. So especially if your hamstrings feel a little tight, reach back there and move the flesh. Get right onto the front of your sitting bones. And then with your hands in front of you, just start to fold forward. And you might have that block to kind of have something to reach for or hold on to. We want the emphasis to be forward with a long spine, not rounded and dumped, tucked. Might feel good to move around a little bit here. Invite yourself to come into this seated forward fold. Long, slow breath. And take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Walk your hands back in and bring the soles of your feet together. Sliding the fingers underneath the bones of your ankles, just sit tall. Find a nice strong spine and open chest. Lift through the crown of your head, just let the inner thighs drop down. And then start to lean forward here. Again, straight spine. At the very end, you can round yourself down, reaching the head toward the arches of your feet, stretching into this butterfly position, maybe elbows pressing down on the knees. Exaggerate your breath. Powerful breath in and out. And let's come up to a tall spine. Extending the left leg out, we'll bring the right foot in for cradle the baby. One hand to the ankle, one hand to the knee. And you can just stay right there and roll out your hip. If you want a little deeper stretch, use your elbows to hold that leg. And again, you can roll out and massage the hip or just hold this stretch. Breath in, breath out. Tall spine. And then just let that foot cross the bottom leg. Hold on to the knee with the opposite hand. Right arm reaches back and settles behind you. Inhale with a tall spine. Exhale to wring it out. As you exhale, pull your belly button in as tightly as you can to help you push that last little bit of breath out. And coming back in. I think we did this last time, fire log pose. So you can keep your top leg just where it is. If you want that intense stretch, bring both of your shins into parallel. So you've got knee on knee above ankle, ankle above knee. Again, you can use a block to fill in that gap right there. Sit tall and place your hands on top of your right knee. Inhale through the crown of your head. Exhale, gentle pressure. Let this pose represent something uncomfortable in your life. a chore, project, a person, a challenge. And just observe your capacity to be here in discomfort with gratitude. You know that this pose holds potential to open spaces in you that have been closed. This pose has potential to soften your rough edges and teach you patience. No different than that uncomfortable thing in your life. Grateful for all of it that comes to soften our rough edges and teach us patience. And nothing lasts forever. So go ahead and release that leg. Extend it out. Let's cradle the baby on the other side. Hands or elbows. Maybe a little massage for your hip. Keep your foot flexed. That's going to protect your knee. And then go ahead and cross that foot over. Opposite hand to the knee. The left arm sweeps back behind us. Sit tall and really ring out with your exhale. Pull that belly button in tightly. Inhale the effort. Exhale the release. And as we unwind and come back to center, let's finish in fire log. So if you prefer one knee here, you can just stay like this with your bottom leg straight. If your bottom knee bends in a friendly way, you can fill in the gap with a pillow or a block. Flex your feet, hands on that left knee. Inhale tall. Exhale, very gentle pressure. Just the weight of your hands will be enough. Eyes can be closed. Gratitude for this posture, inviting us to explore our capacity to be uncomfortable, to explore our rough edges and tight spaces, our resistance, our fear, our pushing back against things that challenge us. And instead, opening ourselves to be grateful for the lessons, the opportunity. A breath of gratitude. Take one more deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Unfold your legs in front of you and roll down onto your back. And we're just going to go right straight into Shavasana. That should feel pretty good after those legs were bent. You might pound your calves on the floor, just kind of shake circulation back up into your hips. Flop your arms open, flop your feet open, rest your head. Come into a breath of gratitude, squeezing your heart on the inhale, softening the space around it on the exhale. As you continue to rest here in Shavasana, I invite you to bring both of your hands over your heart once again, one on top of the other. And press enough that you can feel your beating heart. Feel your breathing lungs. I hereby decree this day to be the holiday of the grateful heart, the perfect opportunity to appreciate and celebrate my life. May I see the whole broad sweep of my experience, all the peaks, valleys, and subterranean wanderings as the necessary steps to get me here, where giving thanks feels natural and right, where love and light take center stage, and even difficulties have a place on my list of reasons to be grateful. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to stretch and yawn, rolling to one side and back to a seat. Let's bring our hands together again into Anjali Mudra, fingertips touching, heels of hands touching, a soft, sweet space between our hands where we hold gratitude. I am so very deeply grateful for each one of you, each human being who has chosen to take time for yourself today, knowing that this makes life better for the people around you. Thank you for practicing gratitude for all of it. Have a wonderful and safe day and weekend. Namaste.